So excited. Thank you, Allison. So excited to be co-hosting today with the amazing Donnell Randolph from Oakland Animal Services. So Donnell, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, and then if you could re-prompt folks about what the question of the day is, and we'll keep this going for a little bit.
All right, thanks, Bobby. So I am Oakland Animal Services. I started as their transfer coordinator, and then we decided to join Haas. We decided I will become the Haas coordinator, be basically the person that try to go to most of the meetings, try to figure out what Oakland needs. And so basically our big thing was lost and found, getting more animals back home, trying to keep animals outside the shelter by providing medical treatments for owned animals, trying to help the homeless, and work with my buddy Bobby Mann pretty closely. So.
Well, it is an absolute honor to work with you, Donnell. And if you can remind folks what the question of the day is, we'll keep that going for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, so since it's holiday season, if you could pick an international holiday, what would you guys like and why?
Yeah, so something new, something exciting. I think I saw Lucy prompt Cher's birthday needs to be an international holiday. I respect that. National Love Language Days. I feel like April Huntsman's going to have a really good one.
Pay It Forward Day sounds pretty good. The after Super Bowl.
Love that one, Josh. All right, well, Donnell, the floor is yours, so you can keep this going as long as you want, and then you can take the agenda from there, brother.
All right, sounds good. Kindness Day. Yes, let's do that one. Chocolates and Wine Day. All right. So let's switch it over to Mary Smith for the Motivational Monday talk.
Thanks, Donnell. Thanks, Bobby. Hi, everybody. It's so great to see you all. One of the things I want to remind you is that if you've never had a chance to meet and hear Dr. Michael Blackwell, we are doing a candid conversation with him on this Wednesday at 12 o'clock Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Please check it out. Allison just kindly put the registration in there. My life exponentially improved upon meeting Dr. Michael Blackwell, and yours can too. So I would encourage you to join us on Wednesday. So a couple weeks ago in one of the calls, and sadly Monday call, Friday call, it kind of all blends together and I can't ever remember what happened where. In spite of the great agendas that we received from the Haas folks, but nonetheless, we were talking about language that divides us. And it really has gotten me thinking a lot about those divisions. And as somebody who started her career at the San Francisco SPCA, where working for Rich Avanzino, the godfather of the no-kill movement, I know what it's like to be on one side versus the other side. I know what it's like to be in the middle of things where it felt like there was an us versus them mentality. And I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about that because I can tell you, it was never our intention to create the division, but it was certainly our intention to find a home for people and ideas and animals that had not really been mainstream before. And in doing that, it came with a cost, and the cost was a lot of the animosity and hatred and violence and threats that we experience today. But we have an opportunity to do things differently at any point in time. And I think one of the lessons that we have come to learn throughout the years, and especially as a result of COVID, is that we need each other in order to get better, in order to move forward, in order to just continue the work that we do. We can't do it in isolation. And sometimes that makes for very strange bedfellows, but sometimes it makes for really powerful coalitions. I was really struck by a comment that Chris Fitzgerald wrote in the chat file a couple weeks ago, and that was that one of his strongest, most vocal critics had reached out to him, and Chris, I think I've got this right, to ask if they could get a trap to do TNR. Okay, that's pretty incredible, because here was somebody that probably had just been a real pain in the ass for a long time. But nonetheless, when that person reached out for and needed help, Chris was right there. Didn't really matter. love me, hate me, I don't care. If I can help you, I'm going to do that. And we need to take a page from his book, because that should be in our playbook for all of us and for the community that we deal with. And so I think it's just so important that we figure out ways for us to come together, that we look for more of the similarities than we do the differences, that we really retrain our brain away from the negative to the positive, that we try to treat each other the way we love being treated by the animals in our life. So if we can learn anything from those animals, it's the whole idea that there should be a certain amount of unconditionality in our interactions with each other. And I know that isn't easy, and I'm not saying that it's easy at all. It's simple, but it's very, very hard. And so if we can do it together, it makes sometimes even the hardest tasks that much more doable. So with that, I'm out. I'm turning it back to Donnell and Bobby. Thank you very much. And Chris, thank you so much.
I just got to say, Mary, thank you so much for giving a shout out to the amazing Chris Fitzgerald, because if there's anybody that really highlights resilience and grit, Chris puts up with a lot of shit. I mean, there are people signing petitions from all over the world that don't even know the work that he's doing. And he keeps on showing up, right, Mary? You've been saying for the last 21 months, we got to just keep showing up. And not only does Chris Fitzgerald show up, he's positive, he leads with love, and he's always pushing himself to be a more equitable leader. So Chris Fitzgerald, coming from me, brother, I'm so honored to be sharing this space. And let's blow up this chat for Chris really quick. Let's send him some love, because I know International Chris Fitzgerald Day. I am announcing it right now, Donnell Randolph. I need you to second this motion with me. Please unmute. Can today be official Chris Fitzgerald Day?
Yes, it can.
Motion passed, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm in too, Bobby.
Anybody else agree? Unmute. Let's hear this. Come on, we can unmute. Let's all unmute.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yay.
Aye.
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 I would consider that more than a majority, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Chris Fitzgerald. It is officially Chris Fitzgerald Day on this Monday national call. And Donnell Randolph, I'm going to toss it over to you to keep the flow going, brother.
All right, great. It's time for national updates. I'm going to ask the organization to unmute and share national updates.
So it's Kathy from Canada. I'm international, actually. Just a heads up, I haven't been on this call in ages because my new job has a standing meeting typically at this time, but I got on today, which is great. It's lovely to see everybody. And so a reminder, and I'm going to drop it in the chat for those on this call, that Humane Canada's Summit for Animals will be coming next May of 2022. It will be a hybrid event, so it will run the entire month of May. There will be some online components, but in person on May 12th and 13th in Banff, Alberta, Canada. Woo, Banff Springs. See you there.
All right. Stacy's here, sorry, from Community Cats Podcast. We had a great session on Saturday with the Trapper Certification Workshop that we had. And coming up this Saturday from 2 to 4, we have a free webinar, Return to Field, the Community Cat Program. So coming up with Brian Cordes as our lead presenter. It's totally a free webinar. Anybody can join us, and it's 2 to 4 Eastern time on Saturday, and you can sign up at the communitycatspodcast.com.
Good morning. I'm Elena at Shelter Love and have a quick announcement for Shelter Love customers. Please take a few minutes this week and make sure you have all your donation features enabled, already included in your standard price. Shelter Love customers have raised over $6.2 million for themselves using these. We expect it to be over $7 million by Christmas. So with giving season coming, we don't want you to miss out on your share of that. We've created a one-pager checklist that Bobby and Donnell are going to include in our meeting materials. So you can easily go down, check things off, and know you're prepared. Thank you.
All righty, I guess that's maybe my cue, Bobby. Okay, awesome. So April from Adopt Pet, and I've got some exciting, I'm going to invite you guys to something pretty exciting. So I'm going to share my screen just so that you can read what's going on at Adopt a Pet while I explain. So Adopt a Pet is now officially launching our Zoomies adoption events. We've been doing these for several months now, but we're now ready to launch them out to the world. So these are online virtual adoption events that we do live on Zoom and Facebook. And we actually have been featuring a minimum of 5 shelter or rescue pets for adoption, but we've featured as many as 15. Sometimes we feature them all from the same organization, and sometimes we feature them from different organizations just in the same location. So we host them on our paid Zoom webinar account, so there's no cost to the shelters or rescues. And we take care of all the marketing as well. So this is an example of an email that we send out. The dedicated emails actually go out to the users that are in the geographic area of the shelter or rescue, which could be as many as 100,000 emails. It just depends on the geographic area. And we also do dedicated Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter posts. And we are now looking for organizations who are interested in participating starting in 2022. This is just a quick video so you can kind of see how it works. I'm actually the host of the event every time. So I talk a little bit about, Adopt a Pet and how people can find pets, but you can see this is a great way for fosters to showcase animals. We do some trivia, and Chewy gives away goodie boxes. We can even do pre-recorded sessions. So if you have fosters that aren't able to make it to the live event, we can pre-record and edit those. This shows, this shelter had dogs, and we did it outside so that all of the dogs are outside in this great light. And we also will be releasing a toolkit, a DIY toolkit later in December. So if you want to participate in Zoomies, I'm going to put a link that you can just fill out a form. We have been doing them about once per month. Starting in November, we're doing them every other Friday. And starting next year, we will probably start doing them every Friday. And we now have Whistle and Wisdom Panel and Good Friend, who are also interested in sponsoring and doing giveaways. And we've had, I think, one Zoom call we maxed out on the 500 Zoom attendees, and we sometimes have thousands of people on Facebook watching. So it's a great way to promote pets that maybe have been in your care for a long time, foster pets that need that additional exposure. We're really excited to, get this out there and see if you're interested. So I'll put that in the chat.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the international updates. Thank you for reminding us that, Kathy. All right. And now I'd like to shoot this over to Bobby for the breakout room.
Thank you so much, Donnell. And thank you again for helping co-facilitate this call. So for folks on this call, our goal really is with these calls to build community and to share experiences. So Donnell has graciously offered to sort of kick off our co-hosting, but our goal is to really start having co-hosts almost every single week. So if this is something that y'all are interested in too, please shoot me an email. We would love to have as many people collaborate on these calls and on this project as possible. So as Donnell mentioned, it is time to get it kicked off with our breakout room. So I know Allison will be prompting those in just a second. I'm going to be sharing my screen here, and I'm going to pull up the list of all of the rooms. So if you missed it in the email, can everybody see this on my screen? Breakout room descriptions? Yes, cool. So we're going to have 5 breakout rooms: pet support services, return to home, intake to placement / foster centric, supported self-rehoming, field services, and public safety. So I want to give a huge shout out to Jamie Case, Gina Knepp, Kelly Dewar, Lucy Fernandez that's here, and then Audra Michael that's also stepping in for Jerica Owen today. So we can go ahead and prompt those rooms and get it kicked off. We're going to be spending a majority of the rest of the meeting in those rooms, and we might come back at the end, but if the conversations are going, we're going to let you all just finish up in there. And if you are having any sort of technical difficulties, feel free to prompt us in the chat, and I'm sure that Allison can help drop you into any room that you need to go to.